Hello.
Hey.
Good to see you guys. Hey, we're here. You're here. Here we are. Here.
Here.
Hello.
We're back with Are You Serious? And boy, are we. Lauren, Daniel, Jesse, Casey. We get to see the blue team tonight is Lauren and Casey. The red team tonight is Daniel and Jesse. It just works out that way. How you guys doing? Lauren, we'll start with you.
I'm doing all right. Nothing new to report really since last week.
Yeah, nothing new happens that isn't shown on a graph. Daniel, how you doing?
Oh man, I feel good. I just came back from full contact competitive sports with strangers at the park and just kissing random people on and around the mouth.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a Sagittarius. Thank you.
That's good. And when you shake hands, you do spit on the hand first before you shake the hand, right? I mean,
that's the only way gentlemen do that.
It doesn't count. We're playing a new game next week called Blood Brothers, where we actually cut ourselves and that how could
wait? That's not tonight's game.
Not really. No.
Okay, fuck off.
But what could go wrong?
I was promised ritual sacrifice, Tom.
What could go wrong? Jesse.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm good. My family, we invested in a kegerator, so I have beer, and I'm a happy girl. Yeah.
What's the beer? What's in the kegerator?
Barrel of Monk's White Wizard.
Wow.
Oh. Yeah. No, see, Jesse, I was coming over for the drugs, but
right.
Those are
beer. I thought it was the sex. Damn it! I guess.
No.
How can you have one without the other? I invested in a new Kenmore in the fridge water filters. So
wow.
Yeah, I'm really.
Oh, you splurged. We only have a Ken less in our house.
Oh yeah, I was tired of the 3-year-old filter.
Ken who lives in the house we can't get rid of.
Casey, what's up?
I can't be kegerator, so let's just start this fucking game.
Oh man, yeah, that's great. Hey, you know where there's a kegerator that's not being used? Doghouse Theater. Yeah.
And you sons of bitches better not try to break in because we are secure at Doghouse. Yeah. We are secure. And by secure, what I mean is we get phone calls from the neighbors who straight up watch that place for us.
Yes.
So, dude, it's amazing. It is amazing.
Yes. We have more people watching the theater than watch our shows.
Just better quality stuff on stage there right now. That's the thing. So
we should just move the stage to the front window, open up the curtains, and perform through the window, and people can watch the theater and the show at the same time, like those hookers in Amsterdam, right?
Yes.
First show will be Blood Brothers.
All right. Okay.
I thought we were actually bringing in Gallagher. Are we not still doing that?
No, and Kevorkian's instead. So,
bring him back.
Yeah, first show is Blood Brothers. I will start with Type A, and unfortunately. So this is our game, and how do we play it? Are you serious? It's a very simple game. It's a game where there we go. It's a game where each of our panelists have in the past sent me a bunch of anecdotes about their lives, little snippets about stuff that they've done or has happened to them. And I'll be sharing one of those for each of them tonight, or maybe I've substituted it with a lie that I've made up for them. Either way, they're going to have to be convincing, and they're going to have to convince the other team. And whichever team guesses correctly more often wins, and they win a fabulous prize.
Wait, what? We've been playing for weeks. What's the prize, Tom?
It's fabulous. It's fabulous.
Oh man, I can't wait till we're back in person to see it.
To collect.
Collect.
Yeah, I'm hanging on to the prizes for now, but it's fabulous. I can tell you that. All right, so why don't we get started? Let's get our first thing. So we start. I usually start in the 12 o'clock position there. So we're going to start with Lauren. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, here you go.
Teammate.
Lauren and her teammates, Casey. Okay, blue team, Lauren, this is yours.
Team. I was once called as a material witness in a manslaughter trial.
Yikes. Material witness.
What is a material witness? Can we start there?
Sarah's not here tonight, so
A material witness basically means that you've seen something that was going on in the crime.
as opposed to like a character witness or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh.
So basically, like, you know either the victim or the person who committed the crime, or you're familiar with the location where it happened, or something that basically can substantiate some of the evidence as the trial goes on.
Manslaughter means someone died, correct?
Yes. It means that somebody died. Yeah. It means that somebody died, but it wasn't the intention. Basically, so like if you're at a bar and there's a big fist fight and someone
like you punch a priest, like you punch a pastor.
Right.
Specifically, sure, because they're hit
Won't
hard
stop
surface.
talking about Jesus. Yep.
Yep.
That's a callback for the people.
It's a callback, just so our viewers,
One viewer.
viewers are just
Yeah.
ready to hear
Our
these
Sundays
jokes.
appreciated that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I knew what manslaughter means. I just wanted to point out that you're saying you witnessed the death of someone.
I didn't see the actual death, but basically, so this was back when I was living in Massachusetts. I was in the third floor of a 3-floor. What do you call it? Not a duplex, a triplex.
Hasn't everyone in Massachusetts witnessed a murder? No? Keep going.
Manslaughter, yes.
In the Boston area within a 15-mile radius, yeah, that's probably pretty accurate. So I was in a sort of gentrifying neighborhood, and it was this place called Albion Street, and directly across the street was this little area that was kind of a park. I mean, I say kind of a park because there weren't any swings or a merry-go-round or anything. It's just sort of like a green area surrounded by fence. And before it started gentrifying, it used to be a really big hangout for drug deals and muggings and various other things. And every once in a while, there still was. So I was on the third floor. The second floor had a couple that we really didn't have anything to do with. And then the bottom floor was the owner of the building, who was like 80-something years old. It was her old family house, and she was your sort of like quintessential nosy, old lady who's in everyone's business. And so like if you were walking past the house, you would see her like peering through the windows, looking at all the stuff that was going on at the park across the street. And so, I was on the third floor, like reading, and then I hear this like banging on my door and screaming. And I'm like, what the hell? So I open the door, and it's the old lady from downstairs. She's like, oh my God, did you see what happened? I'm like, what? And she's like, come on, go, you gotta go see. And so I'm like, all right, fine. So we go back down and look through her window, and
Wait,
like,
why would you go with this lady anywhere? I'm curious, because I would probably have shut the door. I probably would have shut the door.
probably.
That's how. Yeah, I believe you, Daniel.
But there were two main reasons. The first, that her son owned the building, and so if there was anything that didn't go well with her, she would call him, and then she would sick him on us. And the other thing was that as an elderly Italian grandma, she would have like all 4 generations of the family come over every Sunday, and they would cook this giant dinner, and sometimes we would get meatballs. So,
Meatballs.
Never mind. I would have let her in.
I'd die for that. I'd die for that woman.
Yeah, I take a bullet for a meatball.
exactly.
Bullet for a meatball, which is the new name of our improv troupe, performing on Thursday nights.
It's a new musical we're developing. It's kind of like Fiddler.
Yeah.
Kind of, but it's not Jewish.
if I was
On the
an
third
owner
floor.
of a building, yada 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 yada.
So she
meatballs.
sort of made you an offer that you couldn't refuse. basically.
Right, exactly. So she's like, I don't know what to do. And so it was like, she's freaking out. I'm like, all right. And I thought that, maybe she was a little bit like, meh. So I wasn't sure she actually saw anything, but I wanted to go down with her in case she was like having an episode or something, because she was like 87, 88 years old.
She was having an episode of The Sopranos, I think.
Lauren, you said to her, you come to me on the evening of my evening. Ask me.
She knocked on the door and she goes, woke up this morning.
Got yourself a gun.
Is that a Scarface reference?
Okay, can we just turn off Jesse's mic and camera?
Guys, you always do this. Like, why does this always come up?
And may your first child be a masculine child.
Did she put both of her hands onto your face and say, Lauren, I know it was you? Were you guys on a boat?
You broke my heart. I know it was you.
See, I don't even see it.
I have the same familiarity with Somerville that I do, so thank you for that.
I like to think Lauren excused herself and went to the bathroom and then reached behind the toilet tank. You know what I mean?
Jesse doesn't get any of this.
I
He's
don't.
never seen the Godfather.
Hey Jesse, as soon as the adults are done, I'll text you and you can come back.
Thanks. Can you just do pictures though? Because I can't read.
Oh God.
So Lauren, someone died. Keep going.
Died. So she calls me to go downstairs and like look through her window where there's a better view of the park and there's a guy lying down there. And again, I mean, it's still a gentrifying neighborhood. And so I thought maybe he was just passed out drunk, which happens in Somerville a lot.
Yeah.
And she
Just
said,
drunk
no.
on like a nice Sauvignon Blanc or something like that.
So we're just seeing this guy on the ground. And I'm like, I'm not going to go over, but I'm like looking. We're just kind of waiting for him to move, and like he didn't move, and so I'm like, okay, yeah, this is problematic. Call the police, because at this point, like I didn't see the fight. So at this point, like whoever hit this guy was gone. It was just like the guy lying down on the ground. So he calls the police come over and we get questioned. And so like he wants our name and address and what we saw and all the other stuff. And I was just kind of like, well, nothing. But
This is actual footage. Lauren answering her door.
By the way, Doghouse was slated to reopen at some time, but we have been I'm actually getting the email right now. We have to pay so much for the rights to be showing this right now, but it's worth it.
Yeah,
It's worth it.
we do less than what the rent is costing, but still. Okay.
So
Also,
Lauren,
read my lips was last night, Tom.
Well, that's why there was sound in that one.
Oh, we couldn't hear it, FYI.
Well, that's all right.
Well, Lauren, can I ask, since this is about the actual trial, tell us about being a material witness. What did that entail? How did that go?
Where'd that come from?
Oh,
Yeah.
Daniel wanting facts and figures. Fuck
right.
you.
I didn't actually end up testifying. So I was brought in, I was questioned and, by the police, and they basically had me down as, if I needed to be brought in. But then they realized after talking to me, I didn't really have a whole lot to go. And it was basically like, yeah, I looked through Angela's window and I saw this guy. And I didn't really have anything else, but because I was around and I was brought in by my neighbor to go and to see what was going on, I basically had to be part of the whole thing.
Okay, so I need Daniel and Jesse to confer, the red team, and decide whether that she's committing perjury or not.
That's too bad too, because I hated the place where I was working, and I would have loved the day off to actually be part of the trial.
Okay.
I don't know, Daniel. There's some good, solid detail in that story.
I'm liking Lauren for this one.
Jesse, what was your
her.
favorite? What was your favorite movie reference? And if you want to just kind of elaborate.
When you guys said the thing about the toilet, there was something to do with that, right?
So out of everything we referenced, you went straight to the toilet humor. Great job, Jesse. That's really great.
I learned from the best, you know.
Let them suffer as Jesse suffers.
What itchy nose.
Daniel, I think it's true unless you convince
I think
the
it's
other.
true. I want to pin this body on Lauren, basically. That didn't sound right.
Daniel, you didn't plot in advance, which was what would make it manslaughter. So
you're basically saying that it's true. Is that what you agree?
Yes.
Okay. And it's a lie. It is a lie.
what?
You're so dramatic.
What?
Awesome.
How did you do that, Lauren?
That was a good one. That's
the best. That's the best one of this whole show.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
And as I was writing it, I said, I know Lauren can pull this one off. I know she could pull this one.
Thanks, Tom.
You can murder someone and get away with it. I know a guy in West Palm that visits sometimes that you could go.
Oh God. Okay.
It could be anyone. Could be anyone. West Palm's littered with people.
Okay.
By the way, my hair looks like a wig. This looks like a wig right now.
So blue team, you're ahead there. 1-0. So
I'd say
Daniel.
that's the end of the show. Thank you so much for having us.
Well, we feel like we've been
great work.
We feel like we've been had. Okay, Daniel, it's up to you now. Are you ready?
We'll see.
This is Daniel. Here we go.
We'll see. I once dropped the TV set off a building in the middle of the night.
Yeah, I mean, who hasn't?
Okay.
So Daniel, when was this? When did this happen?
This happened in the middle of university.
The night.
In the middle of what?
University, or college, as some people call it.
What years did you perform university?
Oh man, I did universitying from 2000 to 2004, and so this incident would have been 2001, I want to say.
So you're a sophomore, if you will.
Yeah, a sophomore.
Where did you go to school?
Went USF Tampa, which is like an unsung hero of the Florida scene.
Yeah, go Bulls.
No. Like if you want to be touched inappropriately in improv, that's where you go.
Man, I don't know if this should be on the air, but that guy still has a theater going. So
he does.
If you're out there, run.
He does. Good for him. He and his wife.
Anyway, they weren't doing that when I was there. I mean, I don't even know that they had improv at our theater at the time. So
have we? I don't know. Strayed from the subject.
Maybe.
I'm not sure.
Tom. Hey, Tom, calm down. This is part of my fact finding.
This is the Godfather 2 of the situation. You know what I mean? It's a little bit, we're losing some of the people, but it's part of the story.
Daniel. Hey. What was the brand? Hey, see? This is what I'm talking about. This is it. Do you see him? He's cracking. He's cracking. He's falling. He's fucking falling apart.
Daniel, don't you?
What were the circumstances that had you dropping a TV? And
circumstances.
Casey's just funny.
And so you said dropping. So what surface were you dropping it from?
So,
Why?
some of the dorms were multi-story, and so we found a spot, with this TV, and we fucking dropped it off. It wasn't me alone; it was me and some other cohorts, and we dropped it. I did not hit her. I did not.
Oh, hi, Mark.
What?
Oh, hi, Mark.
This is intense.
Okay, sorry.
I did not.
So, it was off one of the. It was off the second floor of one of the dorms at USF.
Wait, so you intentionally dropped it? It wasn't like you were moving it?
Yeah, you guys hadn't asked me, so I didn't tell any of these details yet.
Whoops.
We found a tube TV, an old tube TV sitting outside of the dorms. This is after, right after HD TVs started to come out. You know what I mean?
In the early 2000s?
Like plasmas and all that stuff. So
Yeah,
you.
that's not much fun. The plasmas and because they're thin and they just kind of float down. They don't really plummet. And there's not a lot of innards to explode.
What size TV would you say it is, screen wise?
About an inch and a half when he was done with it.
Tom, stop it. I'm inquiring.
All right.
How big was that fucking TV?
It's big enough for two people to have to carry it. I'm not very good with. Not good with measurements.
28? Was it a 28-inch? Would you say?
I don't know measurements. Well, I'm really bad at it. But it was big enough for two people to have to carry it.
They didn't have a 28-inch. I caught you.
Oh, no, I didn't work at Brandsmart. We established that on a previous episode of the show.
Was it a TV or was it actually a microwave?
It's a fucking toaster. Who was on that episode?
Or callbacks.
Describe what happened after you dropped the TV. What was the order of events that happened afterwards?
That's a good question.
We purposely did this at nighttime because we knew we'd get away with it. We knew that the campus basically is dead all day when it comes to the dorms. Like, there's not a lot of people.
Well, when you're dropping fucking TVs on people, nobody wants to go out.
Everyone's hush hush when they get hit by a Magnavox. You know what I mean? Oh shit! Oh, that's real footage. That's real footage. Damn. So, what's going on here?
Tom's Googling throwing TVs downstairs.
Clearly. All right, so we went up and so every dorm has an entryway where you have to use your key card to get into it, right? We went to a spot right above the entrance to this building and we dropped it there from the second floor so that all the bits and pieces of the TV were fucking all over the place right when you would walk into the building.
That's an asshole move.
Hold on. How did you open the door with your key card if it took two people to carry the TV?
We waited for someone to let us in because we didn't have key cards to that building. It wasn't our building. Someone saw us with the TV and they're like, "Oh shit, we'll help you." And beep, they let us in.
And then you killed them. And then Lauren had to go to court and testify against you. I get
we
it.
shot Mo Green in the eye, but besides that, everyone.
Mo Green should have done better with Vegas. I'm just saying.
Who?
And then
this is not my episode.
We viewed the carnage, and then we got the fuck out of there.
Tell you what, while you're discussing this, Jesse, you've got time to watch The Godfather.
Yeah.
It's a quick one, right?
It's only about 3 hours. Yeah.
If you want to watch Tom cringe, here's my recommendation: go look up The Godfather Saga.
Oh,
and that'll
shit! Yeah, I knew it.
Go look that up. Go look that up, and that'll just make 1 and 2 a lot easier for you.
Oh no!
Okay, so watch that one first.
Don't ever watch that one.
Only watch that one.
Don't watch that one.
Only watch The Godfather.
Don't watch that
Saga.
one. If you watch that one, Lauren is going to be a material witness in a manslaughter.
Here's the best part: whether Lauren shows up or not, by the way that Tom looks with his hair and his beard, he's guilty.
True.
Yes.
That dude's guilty.
I know I'm on your team and like I have your back, but like why?
What?
Why did you do
What?
that?
Real
You know the type
Housewives.
of shit we were
Housewives was
getting
on.
into. You know the type of shit we were getting into in university just because
Okay.
we started this habit of just chucking food at buildings. I don't know why. You know, just because we wanted to see an apple leave a stain on the Gamma building. You know, I don't know why we did these things. You know,
Bro, just so you know, like even though I totally think this is a lie, I have dropped a television off of the silo of a fraternity house. I have chucked fruit. I've chucked chicken using a slingshot at other houses.
Yep.
All true.
Oh, you chucked the chicken. Okay.
I
Sorry.
chugged it. Yeah, that's different.
Okay.
One thing is we were just pissed off at how like manicured and manufactured and fucking fake everything was on campus. It just you know,
Yeah,
it's the opposite of nature and reality, and it just started to creep up on us.
All right.
I have a question.
Solidarity.
How did you know how to get to the window if it wasn't your building?
It's probably where the light was coming
Well,
in.
he went from the window to the wall,
Oh,
and then the sweat dripped down.
Down to your, okay.
so Lauren, as I was just explaining, a bunch of those buildings were exactly the fucking same, the exact same layout. So we
Full
That's
circle,
a
Daniel.
true story. That's a true story.
I know how it feels to want to just bust things up and make a show of things like that. Because one time I climbed to the top of the building and I just hurled an
Person?
iPod shuffle off the top of the. Tell ya. I don't know.
Still intact.
It's still on its way down, I think. Any more questions? Any more
Just
questions?
off of a roof, but that was basically just out of sheer embarrassment for owning a Zune.
Any
Okay.
other questions?
No.
No, good. Okay. We need to discuss and come up with a verdict.
Lauren, what do you think?
I think he's lying.
Daniel's exceptional at this game. I will not be baffled if it is true, because this guy is great at lying, which tells me that everything he's told me up to this point is not true. He's probably some form of a spy, taking our secrets and delivering them to other improv operatives. I don't know.
It's
But
my ties to
but I
USF.
have- You motherfucker.
Okay, so what is it? True or false?
Daniel's taking all of this information and taking it to Spitfire. Okay, here we go. I think it's a lie too.
So
Lauren,
you both say
Lauren.
it's a lie.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's true. Oh.
Wow.
I said I was going to be unaffected, but I have to go get another drink.
Me too. Hold on, I'm going to my
What
keg.
are you talking about?
Man, if it sounds like something I do, I probably did it.
Wow. So is that
Could you even see it if it was at night?
Oh yeah, I mean it's a campus. It's not pitch black. They gotta have like security lights and stuff.
Well,
I just picture people drunkenly stumbling back from a party at 2 a.m. and just seeing all of that shit laid
I
out.
had to work on my core.
when you had two guys just carrying a TV.
so?
Like, Totally cool with it. Like this happens all the time.
People just thought we were moving a TV though. Anyone who saw us was like, "Oh, there's guys moving a TV." I mean, it looks normal, you know.
I'm
Cleared down
I
in
am
Florida.
mad. I was certain.
Yay!
Okay. Well, it's all tied up, and as we round the horn and we get to Jesse. Jesse, you will one way or the other break the tie. So,
Okay.
are you ready?
Yes.
Doesn't matter. I can't wait for Daniel to get that fabulous prize.
Okay. Here we go, Jesse.
Okay. I once ate some dog food.
True. Let's go to me.
I'm glad you trusted me with this one. Yeah.
Let's just go to me. Lauren, how do you feel?
I think
Is it-
accidentally is the operative word here.
Yeah, it
I'm
was
not
an
sure.
I mean,
I'm good.
Circumstances in which you consumed this.
why do you guys believe that so easily? Like,
I'm asking
I'm
circumstances
I'm
in which
good. Hey, Lauren, will you text me when this is done?
okay,
Okay.
what do you guys want to know?
I want to know what were the circumstances in which you consumed dog food.
So, okay, you have to understand.
And to qualify, do not call Marsha's food as dog food. Marsha's a lovely woman,
Yes.
Yeah.
a better improviser. Keep going.
That's true. So I did not have a dog growing up, like at all. Okay, so it would never occur to me that there would ever be dog food in the house, right? Like you're following, like that's not even on my radar, you know? So one day I came home from school. I was in middle school at the time. And usually my mom was home when I got home from school, but this particular day she was not. I don't know what she was doing. And
Hey, keep in mind, your parents are freaks, so who knows what's in your house?
it's true. This is true. So you know, traditionally
I shot the sheriff. You know what I mean? Just-
No.
after school, you know, you get your little afternoon snack, you watch a little MTV, like you guys know the routine, right?
Oh,
So I, you know, looked in the fridge and there was a bowl of like
Tom was a huge Kurt Loder fan.
Yeah. It was Total Request Live all the way.
Yeah, absolutely.
tear up.
I want my MTV.
I was really back in the Quinn
I
era.
want my MTV.
Tabitha Soren.
If only they had showed The Godfather on MTV, we'd all be.
You know?
Why? Why didn't they?
Well,
Yeah,
they
so-
no music, so
So.
So this is just honestly, this is just a whole. We're just doing this.
well, there's not much more to it, you know.
Jesse just needs to talk for like 4 minutes or whatever, and then we just.
Guys, this is like the peak of the show.
This is more like the Pekingese of the show.
That is not-
Yes. I like it.
Also, don't care if it's true or not. This is
Yes,
this is
Okay,
worth
good.
it. I'm good.
I like the picture in my head right now.
Something
There's
was
not
I don't-
Let it
There was a
talk.
bowl. It was in the fridge. Like I don't understand dog food. Like I said, I don't have a dog. I don't. Was there ever a scenario when it should be in the fridge?
Sure.
Welfare check didn't come.
Well, there you
I
have
don't
it.
know. Why else would you have dog food
So
and
I
not a
thought
dog?
it was just like my mom leaving me a snack, you know, whatever. She wasn't there, and so I proceeded to try this dog food at the time, which I didn't know. I mean, it tasted awful. Like it tasted really fucking bad, and I only had like
Did you finish it?
I didn't finish it. I had like 3 bites before I just realized like this was not meant for me, whatever it was. Okay.
Nachos.
Not
nachos.
Yeah.
Like a dip.
no.
Or,
I just like remember, I don't know, we're also like Jewish, so I thought maybe it was like some kind of like
Gefilte fish or something.
gefilte fish, something.
some
Jesse,
chopped
can you
liver.
can you explain what it was like? What kind of container it was in, or whatever?
Well, so it was just in like a regular bowl, like a normal bowl, but it was like a
It's a Fido or
no,
what
no,
was
not
that?
a dog bowl. It was in a people bowl. If you want, so the point is, my neighbor, for whatever fucking reason, who owns a dog, she was the culprit. I guess I don't know if she brought it over and was like talking to my mom and like lost, like I don't fucking know how it got in the fridge, to be totally honest. But it was not meant for me, and I don't. Yeah.
Okay, real quick. You seemingly ate dog food.
Okay.
You watched MTV. You didn't watch The Godfather. that tells me you're consuming the wrong things.
Okay.
I guess so. Yeah. I had like a few bites. Obviously, I said it was like fucking terrible. I think when my mom came home, I bitched her out. Like I was like, "What the fuck, mom? What was that?" That's how we show our love.
So it was a Tuesday. Okay.
Exactly. Yes, it was.
So,
It was
important question here. Compared to gefilte fish, did it taste better or worse?
about the same. It was comparable.
Okay, that sounds right. That checks out.
And like I said, we still don't know to this day. Like my neighbor Sherry, I don't know if she was like talking to my mom, left it on. Then my mom put it in the fridge. Like it was just one big mix-up.
But why was it in the fridge?
I don't know if like Sherry came over. They got caught up and they were like gossiping, and like my mom being my mom.
But what was the consistency of it?
It was like paste. Like, is that a thing? Like I said, maybe it was like a special dog food. It wasn't like kibbles.
Yeah, there's the canned
Jesse,
stuff.
I've got two.
What's going on?
Oh my God, we did a commercial. This is the four of us. That's me. That's me. That's Jesse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And
There
oh
it
my
is.
God.
Oh.
That brings me back.
Yeah.
You know, if you didn't see the label first, I would have sworn that she was digging into some like Cozy Shack chocolate pudding.
Yeah, it looks pretty.
Didn't it?
Jesse, I've got two things here, and neither are good for you. One,
Okay.
I absolutely believe you would eat dog food, but two, there's a lot missing in this story.
Is there?
Okay.
And
what?
I was 100% convinced that this was true, and oh, everyone's frozen. Everyone's frozen.
Yeah. No.
Uh,
moving.
This
Are they?
doesn't. This feels untrue, Lauren.
Okay, well,
Up to you guys.
How did
Sure.
the bowl? Okay, so what was your mom's explanation of what the bowl was doing in there?
she had to come home too, and she was like, "What the fuck? I didn't like. There's no dog food in the house. I didn't feed you dog food." Like and then upon further review, she just realized that's not my bowl, and then we put two and two together, and we realized that the neighbor had
Okay.
brought it over.
All right.
That's
So I need a verdict, Lauren and Casey.
Lauren, how do you feel about this? I mean, I was so wrong about Daniel, but I always am. Fuck that guy.
I think that
I honestly don't want to cast Daniel anymore in shows.
I'll take a break.
I've had dogs most of my life, and typically when we feed dog food to our dogs from a can, like it stays in the can. There's no reason it would be decanted from the can into a bowl.
And if it was in a bowl, it would look like a dog bowl, right?
Probably, yeah. Or it would still have that sort of like gelatinous can impression, the way that like cranberry sauce has.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Jesse thought she was getting into some dope bean dip. I don't get it.
Her
Yeah.
dogs
So what-
are very fancy dogs. Okay.
So what are we
Don't try
saying
to
here?
sell it, Jesse. You're fucked.
What are we
This
saying
is-
here?
I think this is a lie, right, Lauren?
yeah, I think so.
It's a lie.
Okay. You think it's a lie, and I think it's a lie.
Oh,
Tom.
that's messed up.
I think
I
That's a lie.
I
Unless you take out the word accident.
Mm,
I was starting to believe it because
yeah.
it's perfectly possible. I have seen people put dog food in a bowl, cover it up with aluminum foil or whatever, stick it in the fridge because you know it's for the dog. You don't want to leave the can open, so you put the thing. I've seen it happen. There's an episode of the old Honeymooner show where he accidentally eats dog food and decides to go into business.
I mean,
selling it
we've
as
all
a pate, but
we've all eaten at Brickyard, so.
Damn.
Guess
Never-
we lost that endorsement.
And by the way,
never accidentally.
Brickyard, a place where I wanted to get them to sponsor us, but fuck you. All right, so
We've all also eaten a bowl of shit on stage at times, right? So
And we've shit a Brickyard.
Harris, you're lighting that bridge up, aren't you, Casey?
Okay. So, where does that
Wear
leave
your
us
masks.
now? Okay. Hang on here. I got
Jesse,
an
you
update.
100% have a tell, and it's amazing. Daniel, I thought I found your tell this week, and now I'm just deeper in the shit with you.
Oh, Jesse, figure out your tell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
tell
don't
me
know.
my
I don't
tell.
know. I don't know what it is, but yeah, we'll look for it.
Well, it doesn't help when Tom doesn't ask me to send him any stories for like months at a time.
Well, I mean,
wait, but hold on.
I still have some.
In continuation, if we're continuing from previous episodes, there must be a story Tom has in regards to a time that he accidentally ate dog food.
No,
This is
no, that's not me. No. So it's 2-1. Casey, it's your turn. You get to bust this thing wide open. Or
Daniel will figure me out and pisses me off.
Or
I don't know.
Help the red team tie it up. So here we go. This is Casey.
I once broke my foot jumping off my house, but walked on it for a week, acting like it was fine. Like it was fine.
Okay.
That seems true.
Jesse, you're calling it now.
Painful.
Well, I just think that you would ignore pain, and like it seems like something you would do.
I have run an improv company for the last 8 years and acted like things are great.
That's funny because I like to ignore pleasure. So it's
Nice.
And that's
Which is why Tom and I are friends.
So wait, why did you jump off a house? Let's get to it.
So my buddy Terry McCaslin, who lived across the street from me, he was a year older. And if you remember as a kid, if you had a friend of yours that was a year older than you, they were the boss of you. There's no ifs, ands, or buts around it. So I'd have to say this is around like me being like 4th or 5th grade, but whatever, he was like the year above. So we found our way onto the roof of our houses, and he convinced me that it was super easy to just like hop off the roof. And I was like, not smart enough to be like, well, if it's so easy, you jump. But he's like, yeah, man, you just got to clear the bush. So it wasn't just a matter of jumping off the roof. I had to jump far enough away from the house that I had to clear some bushes.
He's like, I can prove to you it's safe. And he throws the TV.
So I jumped off of his roof a couple of times, and then we thought, I wonder if we can, and then he actually jumped off the roof too after seeing that I did it successfully. And then I jumped off my roof, not as successfully. And so instead of lying to my parents and saying like, hey, I hurt my foot, like doing a normal kid thing, whatever that might be, I thought that I'd be found out. So I just hobbled, just thinking that it would just fix itself for like a week. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh no.
The kid already looks like his foot's broken.
No. Oh my god.
That's actual footage of it.
Ooh. Okay. What was the conversation like when you finally came clean to your parents?
The conversation came to me. I didn't have to have the conversation. My parents noticed that I was not well, as I was,
but in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so confused about. You said you jumped off more than one roof.
Yes.
You guys did this on several roofs.
I probably jumped off either of our roofs 8 or 9 times before I actually broke my foot.
So you're going roof to roof, and is that when you shot Don Fanucci in the staircase, or is it, that joke was just for me, I guess.
I got it.
That's a
I
little
got it.
stand-up riff that Daniel has there. That one's just for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Sorry, Jeff.
so I do not care for doctors or dentists.
Yeah.
They're just it's just or the IRS or reality. So I kept faking that I was sick to go to like soccer practice and stuff. And my parents were like, there's something wrong with your foot. I was like, no, it's fine. I did 2 cartwheels unsuccessfully. And we went to the doctor.
The old cartwheel trick, huh?
Hey, would my foot be broken if I could do this? And I don't know how successful I was with doing cartwheels prior to the broken foot. But
So what exactly was wrong with the foot when they did the x-ray?
It was attached to an idiot. They suggested having the idiot amputated. I'm joking. I've jumped off a few roofs myself. So
Oh, well, there it is. This is the lie. This is Tom's story.
So, Tom, do you want to finish the rest?
no, but did I jump off this particular roof?
So yeah, they X-rayed it, and it was a severe fracture, which is why I was still able to walk on it. And they put me in like a foot brace that I had to walk around on until I was good. And as you guys can see, I am a beacon of health at this beautiful age of 41.
Okay. Okay. I'll need you to come up with a verdict on this one.
This one's hard, Daniel, because it would be fairly easy to lie about. Like, I could have even maybe done this one.
I don't know. I wouldn't go that far. I mean, this fits Casey's other stories for sure. We lost
most of which were lies, if you recall.
But the story seemed a little jumpy at times. You know, it was supposed to be one jump off a roof, and then it became like several jumps off a roof. And by the way, he jumped too. It was a little clunky.
Right.
Yeah.
Could have been a little more grounded. Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
I was grounded.
Grounded. Yes.
This whole thing is up in the air. You know what I mean?
No. No.
It's going down in flames. So,
Okay, I know we're behind. I think it's true.
Okay.
Really?
Okay. Let's do it. Let's throw caution to the wind.
Okay.
Jump off a building together.
And it's true. Oh! Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. How about that, you guys? Good golly.
If every story's about you being a crash test dummy, Casey, we're gonna keep saying true. You know?
Oh boy.
Yeah.
So it's all tied up. And so you know what that means. We need to go to that tiebreaker. And I've thought of one. I thought of one like weeks ago, and I typed it up, and here it is somewhere. Oh yes, here we go. I'll get rid of that. And here's our tiebreaker. This is where I will tell something that did or did not happen to me, and then you'll each one by one decide, and we'll see who wins. I once helped convince a friend's mother that she'd killed someone.
Was she an old Italian woman in Boston, Massachusetts? Or?
No, she was an old Italian woman in Long Island.
Same people.
Actually,
It's the same. Japan, China, Boston, New York.
She seemed
old.
She wasn't that old. We were young. But.
Sunset.
What were the circumstances of the death?
Of the death. Well, we convinced her. We played a trick on her, and his son was in on it too. Where we called her up and told her we were from the phone company or some electrical company or something or other, and we were calling everybody, and that there were people working on the lines in the area. So if your phone rings in the next 10 minutes, please don't answer it. And then we just kept ringing her phone, and eventually she picked it up, and she heard somebody scream. And yeah, and there's more, but you can try to get that out of me if you want. But
okay. So
Did
then,
you get electrocuted or something?
what's that?
Did you tell her that she electrocuted someone? Is that?
We didn't tell her that, although her son kind of did at that night at dinner, and said, "Hey, Mom," just part of dinner conversation. Did you hear what happened to that guy over on Southport Street? He got electrocuted and fell off a line and broke his back. Somebody answered their phone. Yeah.
Pass the meatballs, right?
what was the motivation to do this? I mean, how did this start?
The motivation was that in the old days, there were no cell phones or computers or email or that stuff. So when the phone rang, you picked it up, you said hello. That's how you found out who it was. And
Sure.
so, and when the phone rang, you always answered it because it could be somebody important. Then there was no call waiting or call forwarding and any of that stuff. And nobody had an answering machine. So they existed, but nobody had. So she was the mother who was always calling up all the other mothers, telling them, "Did you know that I saw your son do this? Did you know your son did that?"
I get it. Fuck that bitch.
So, and he was very embarrassed
Karen,
about
the original Karen.
Yeah,
The original Karen.
he was very
Which is
embarrassed.
tough. By the way, Karen's going to be watching this later because that's Tom's wife. So, Jesse, you are now on Karen's shit list.
What?
Oh no.
She's
Yeah.
notified the proper authority. She's putting on her sunglasses.
It's not spelled with a K, so she doesn't take it personally.
She's good. She's good.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's
yeah.
fine. But still, you're fucking dead, Jesse.
Yeah. So her son was in on it too because he was embarrassed by the whole thing too. He thought we would just stop her from ever going near the phone again.
Okay.
I'm still not understanding the connection. So her picking up the phone would mean that
So,
the guy.
Lauren, the way telephones work is
There's electricity, you see.
if you don't understand the connection. So what happens is someone picks up a phone on one end. There's a dial tone. They dial.
Mhm.
It routes through a few wires and so on and so forth,
Yeah,
and then it connects on the other side, and someone picks up,
Copper lines.
and that's how the connection works, Lauren. I don't mean to mansplain. That's not who I am. I don't want to be that character. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't say that we necessarily thought it through. And we didn't actually think she'd go for it. But then without even telling us, John added that little thing at the dinner table. So that I think is probably what did it. We thought it was too stupid to believe, but I think when he added
Were you then a material witness?
Oh my god.
no
Did you
habla,
have to-
no habla inglés. Sorry,
He sung like a canary.
I'm just.
It's me or the television set off of this roof.
Yeah. And then we mailed her a dead fish wrapped in a newspaper. So sorry, Jesse, it's another Godfather reference. You got to know about the Godfather. Not knowing about that, it's like not knowing that the Earth goes around the sun. It's just you got to know.
Jesse, if you start the Godfather now,
Okay.
by
You'll be asleep
Saturday.
in 1 minute. No car
Yeah.
chase.
A faster way to do that, just read The Sicilian by Mario Puzo. You'll be done quick because it's bad, and you'll close it after one chapter.
Yeah, don't.
So,
So let's get back to this.
Okay.
So Lauren,
I thought I was very interesting.
Yeah.
Lauren,
So
What do
this
you
is no
think?
discussing. It's one by one.
Yeah, I'm still not just understanding the setup of the prank. Of that, like you were warning that if she picks up the phone, that someone dies.
Yes. Well, basically, it was. We've pulled this prank before, but not with that particular part of it. But hello, Mrs. Carsey. I almost said her full name. Hello. We're just calling all the residents in the area to let them know that we have some people working on the lines in the area, and it's kind of a little dangerous. So if your phone happens to ring in the next 10 minutes or so, it's testing. Please don't answer it because people could get hurt. And then, of course, we endlessly rang her phone. And you or I would know that that was bullshit, but she probably wouldn't. Because, you know, back in those days, people in America were rule followers. People, remember? They'd be wearing masks.
Those were the days.
Yep.
My body, my choice.
Yeah.
Gotta let it breathe. Let it breathe.
Yeah, always.
My phone, my choice.
you know,
Okay,
you know
so
who
I
you,
need
you
a
want to know
vote.
who wears masks? Pedophiles.
Okay. That's another story entirely. So we'll go to Lauren. What do you think? True or false? It's one or the other.
Dicks are
Lauren
really
has this look
hard.
like this is my last show. I'm not doing that.
I think you tried it. I just would have a hard time imagining that you were able to pull it off.
Oh.
That's what she said.
Yeah, I'm gonna say lie.
Lie? Daniel?
Mhm.
True.
Daniel says true. Jesse
Truth.
and Casey.
It feels true. Son of a bitch. It's probably a lie.
No, it's true.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, it still means that the red team wins because they had 2 correct votes and the blue team only had 1 correct vote.
We're on a streak, Daniel.
So,
Did it.
Daniel, I will
So.
put your body out in a park in front of Lauren's complex.
Come on. Come play soccer at Bert Aronson with a group of people you don't know. Let's go. We'll do that. We'll settle it. We'll settle it that way. You beat me, I beat you, or we both die. Let's do that.
yeah. Yeah, we did a lot of that kind of stuff back in the day.
That was funny, Tom. I would have fell for that.
Would you? I don't know. I don't know. We did a lot of that. We had there was a bar that we used to go to, and maybe I told you. And we went there. We were regulars at this place, and the castle. You know,
The castle.
the library, right? And we went there one night, and the place was packed with people we'd never seen before. And they got all the pool tables, and they got the dartboard, and they were running the jukebox, and like what? Our favorite table was what the hell is this crap? So we went to get some food somewhere, and we called, and we used the same old line. We always used exactly the same opening line every time, and I didn't do it because I couldn't stop laughing, so Steve had to do it. And hi, this is John Duzick from the Long Island Lighting Company, or Lilco, as we say in the business. We're calling people in the area, businesses in the area, and we told this guy Jimmy, who was the bartender, who was running it that night. We knew him. We just want to let all the businesses know that we're going to be cutting your power off in about an hour. We got people working on the lines. We just want to give everybody a heads up. And he was very, very appreciative of that. So we finished our meal and we went back to the bar and it was empty. And gone. And he had taken all the candles from all the tables and had them all lit on the bar. And it was just that and one light. And he's just sitting there waiting for the power to go off. So we walked in. So we walked in, and we're like, we're gonna play some pool, throw some darts. He's, guys, the powers are gonna go off, and in a few minutes, there, guys. Well, do you mind if we just play until it does? We'll pay you in advance. Okay, fine. 2 hours later, it's still just us and him, and he's got the candles, and it's like wondering what the hell is going on. So,
Messed up.
isn't that a good one? Yeah.
Good one.
Tom,
So-
the original COVID instigator.
That's right. That was me. That's right. So the red team wins, and thank you for playing again, Lauren, Daniel, Jesse, Casey. Any parting words?
Yes, I would just before next week's show, just like to test Daniel and Jesse for performance-enhancing drugs.
It's Molly.
It's,
Molly.
yeah.
And
Right.
the sex. It's the sex.
That's not going to work because Lauren has Molly, and Lauren was on my team this week. And
Okay. By the way, we want to wish our friend Dash a speedy recovery. Those who don't know, he tested positive recently.
No.
Although he says he's on the mend and he's over the hump and it's getting better. And he's been doing all the right things, but hanging around apparently in Miami with all the wrong people. Not hanging around with, but encountering them. So we hope you get well soon, Dash. We know that one way or another you usually watch this show, and we'll see you real soon, right?
Get well soon.
Yeah, get well.
get well, my friend.
Get well, Dash. All right. Thank you very much. We'll see you guys next time. And I guess that's about it, right?
Guess so.
Okay.
That's it, you bunch of fucking liars.
You
Good night.
liars. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.